geeks. I don't want no dirty skunk to stuck between my teeth. I'm feeling sorry, cause I didn't play that out. All I want is that sweet juicy crab in my mouth. I want me some crab sauce. I can buy the crab house. I want me some crab sauce. I can buy the crab house. I want me some crab sauce. I can buy the crab house. All I want is that sweet juicy crab in my mouth. Oh yeah. Sweet breakers for music. Let me tell you how I was feeling. Let me show you what's going on. Let's go down the bush. I woke up yesterday and I was so hungry. I had money in my pocket but confused but what to eat. I'm $5 on the code. He say, look boy, go buy us some Chinese. I say Chinese ain't gonna do the trick. It's something else I need. Before you knew it, Eggy came walking by. He had crab juice on his mouth. He looked at me and smiled. He said, I've been by the crab house to get me some crab sauce. And if y'all beg me for my crab, I'll stop y'all in y'all. I want me some crab sauce. I can buy the crab house. I want me some crab sauce. I can buy the crab house. I want me some crab sauce. I can buy the crab house. All I want is that sweet juicy crab in my mouth. Oh yeah. Which crab you want, crab, eh? Let's go, Sky Juice. Let's do it now.
Tonight, a family speaking out against police after their missing loved one was found dead. Also, temperatures heat up in the political arena. And later, more drunken new drama tonight. We've got the latest. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janae Noel. We begin with breaking news tonight. A manhunt underway for a man who reportedly escaped police custody while attending court this afternoon. Our Jose Etienne live from the Magistrates Court with the details. Jose?
Well, Janae, I'm standing here outside the Nassau Street Court complex, and this is the last place officials had their eyes on D'Angelo Culmer moments before he made his escape around 3:30 this afternoon. And so, Janae, as you said, an island-wide manhunt and investigation is underway into Mr. Culmer's escape. And according to a press release issued from police officials just moments before we got on air, police told us that he was last observed wearing a blue T-shirt and light blue jeans. Furthermore, police say he is described as being of light brown complexion, bearing a tattoo of lips on his neck and the name Tiffany tattooed on his right chest. Now, officials say the reason behind escape is unclear, but Janea, police officials say his escape is not to be underestimated. We're told from sources that he was being hauled before the court as it relates to a murder charge. Police implicated him on a triple shooting that left a woman dead last year. Now, Janea, it's also important for us to note that Mr. Culmer he made his escape while in the custody of police and court officials. Prison officials, we understand, they're making it quite clear that he did not escape while in their custody. Now, Janea, this is not to throw anyone under the bus or perhaps indict either party. This is more so stating what the facts are as the story continues to develop. Now, we're not sure for what reason, for what purpose he was coming here to the court, perhaps for some court formality, perhaps to get some clarity on a pending case. We are unsure, but this story is developing. Of course, the information is preliminary, and so it is subject to change. All we know is that Mr. Culmer is now on the run, and of course, as a result, a manhunt has been sparked, and officials are hoping to nab him before he really goes missing in action. And so, Janea, we're going to follow this story closely. Of course, this isn't the first time we've heard about an escapee finding a way to escape authorities in recent months, and so this is a story we're going to follow. Of course, we heard not too long ago sirens being dispatched. When we arrived here initially, moments ago, we saw some police officials on scene. We actually saw an assistant police commissioner on scene. We were trying to get some information from him, but he was tight-lipped. We're not sure if that deployment moments ago is in relation to trying to get a hold of Mr. Culmer. But, Janea, at this time, we do expect a manhunt to be in full effect as officials look to nab Mr. Culmer. For now, Janea, this is a story we're following closely. The public is being advised to stay safe and to monitor their surroundings and to call 328-TIPS and other contacts to provide critical information to police as this manhunt is underway. Sending it back to you, Janea.
Thanks so much, Jose. The public is also reminded that harboring a criminal is also a crime. But if you've seen D'Angelo Culmer, he was last seen wearing a light blue shirt and light blue jeans. He has a tattoo on his neck of lips and also bearing the name Tiffany. If you've seen him, contact 911 or 328-TIPS. On to some other news tonight. A destructive fire ripping through a local business early this evening, gutting a newly opened restaurant and causing damage to nearby stores. Our Delano Roker was on the scene.
Cafe Coco, formerly known to many in the community as Coco Plum Restaurant, was charred earlier today. Flames tore through the building in what fire officials are now confirming was a fire caused by a gas explosion. Sheriff's Chief Fire Officer Demerson Brister.
We would have initially responded with 2 units. Our units would have arrived on scene within 20 minutes. Upon their arrival, they would have met fire confined to the roof section of Coco Plum Restaurant here. What we can say at this time is that a local liquefied petroleum gas company, they were attempting to fill some cylinders when an explosion occurred. As a result of that, the roof would have caught fire. 2 of those workers would have received injuries to the upper body. They were transported to the hospital by EMS personnel.
Now, the building just behind Love Brand & Co. is where it all took place. The explosion completely demolishing Cafe Coco, and the restaurant was not even open for a full year. Now, the business owners of Morley & Co. also sharing that while their roofs were damaged, their business was spared.
Fortunately, we are okay inside the shops, but we will have to tarpaulin the roofs tonight so that if in case of rain, we don't have a huge issue. So we are trying to see how successful that will be to get the tarpaulins on the roof before the rain hits tonight. It's really sad because we just had the roof on Love Brand. Half of the roof was just done less than a month ago, and they hadn't gotten to the other parts, but here we are with this fire, unexpected as it was, and I guess we should be grateful that the whole thing didn't burn down.
Tara Morley says the fire now postpones their annual sale.
Yeah, we are not allowed access to the premises right now until they clear the properties. So as soon as we're granted access, we'll be removing the inventory to try secure it from any type of smoke damage, hopefully. And I think for the most part right now, like I said, we're very fortunate compared to Cafe Coco, and most importantly, the 2 gentlemen who were actually handling the transfer of the gas. I understand they're both at the hospital right now, so our thoughts and prayers are with them. For us, it's just a matter of logistics, figuring out how to keep our premises safe because the fire is still burning at Cafe Coco, and then moving all the inventory out until we can decipher when it's safe for us to reopen.
Delano Roker, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, an elderly woman is feared dead tonight by relatives as she was last seen on Sunday morning. A missing persons alert has been issued for 82-year-old Palmetto Major of Deadman-Ski, Long Island. According to her sister, Vanita Taylor, she fares the worst due to severe weather conditions on the island. Taylor says her sister has been residing with her after developing Alzheimer's, and while she has had a history of going missing before, this time she says it seems different.
I know all this time now she's not living. We had a lot of rain up here.
Do you think, you're saying that you think she may be dead?
Yes, because she couldn't make it in all this rain. We had bad weather up here. When my son leaving went to the bathroom, she said, Mama said, Auntie, open the door and go out again. I opened the door and I went outside to see if she was right outside. But she was outside. It's the first time. The first time she opened the door, she went down to Lower Key School. Well, she was all right then she could have walked. But this time, she wasn't doing too good.
Taylor says while she's struggling to remain hopeful, her family just wants closure and not have to wrestle with the unknown.
They had the dog and all of it. It does hard on me right now. Because that's my sister, only sister. If I only find her body, I would be fine. But when I see her body, I can't rest.
Well, the grieving family of a man who was found dead days after he was reported missing is demanding urgent changes to national missing persons protocols. Arlington Ritchie Jr. has the details tonight.
The worst fare for the children of 75-year-old Wilfred Anthony Meadows has now been confirmed. The elderly man was reported missing by his family, yet no public missing persons flyer was issued until 2 days after his body was found in the Marathon Road area. His daughter, Yolanda Maynard, called the delay, quote, gut-wrenching and frustrating, saying the response came a little too late.
We were at the morgue identifying our father's body and get a call, oh, your dad missing. Poster is posted in the Nassau Guardian.
Eyewitness News was alerted by police about Meadows' disappearance Wednesday afternoon. A missing persons flyer was briefly posted, then taken down a short time later. But let's rewind. Maynard says her sister first noticed their father, who lived with Alzheimer's, was missing from the home on Saturday. The family launched their own search, but says they were told to wait 24 hours before filing an official report, prompting them to release their own flyer. By Sunday, they filed the report, hoping a flyer would go out quickly, especially with Tropical Storm Imelda approaching. On Monday, the unthinkable happened. Wilfred Meadows was found unresponsive in the yard of a nearby home and later pronounced dead. His daughter says what the family needed most was to feel someone cared.
The police never came and called and said, well, okay, did you all have any luck with finding him? I'm not knocking the officers that were on duty, but I'm knocking the policy. Where's the line of communication with the system?
Now Yolanda Maynard is speaking out, saying she never thought she'd know what it meant to be failed by the system. She's calling for urgent policy changes so no other family endures this.
You can use your discretion. Like I said, that weekend was a hurricane weekend. We had rain upon rain. That, in fact, should have taken as a factor as to say, okay, this isn't a normal case.
Loved ones say they are awaiting an autopsy into Meadows' death. For now, closure and laying their father to rest remain priority. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Meantime, a 28-year-old man facing a string of serious charges at the magistrate's court this week, days after police linked him to a recent triple shooting and arson that forced the bustling night spot to temporarily shut its doors. Prosecutors say 28-year-old Dion Ferguson Jr. is responsible for that shooting near Kemp Road that killed 54-year-old Demetrius Cooper and 23-year-old Eric Smith, also leaving 71-year-old Bertram Roll wounded. Authorities also accusing him of setting ablaze 78 West along John Gladstone Road back in June of this year. Ferguson is now facing 2 counts of murder, attempted murder, arson, possession of a firearm, and ammunition charges. He was not required to enter a plea to some of those charges, bail also being denied. He returns to court in January of next year for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Until then, he's expected to be remanded at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Well, it could be classified as a case of road rage. Police say a collision involving 2 vehicles took place on 7th Terrace. They say one of the drivers left the scene but was later intercepted by the other motorist. An argument reportedly broke out between the 2 men, and that's when officials say one of the drivers was stabbed with an object. The injured man rushed to a hospital in a private vehicle. He remains in serious condition tonight. Police say investigations are ongoing. Well, a police officer could be hauled before the courts in the coming days following some startling allegations that he sexually assaulted a minor, allegedly. Eyewitness News understands the officer was taken into custody sometime this week. It's a story we are continuing to follow tonight. On to news from the political arena. This as questions loom surrounding what will be the plan moving forward to restore representation to residents in Golden Isles. Our Jose Etienne has more on this.
The political atmosphere is nearly at a fever pitch as a by-election or a general election looms in light of Environment Minister and Golden Isles Member of Parliament Vaughan Miller's death. Now, government isn't rushing to unveil the next course of action, but opposition leader Michael Pintard believes the next call to the polls should not be done just to fill one empty seat.
A general election will give one party or another a new mandate, and so he ought to go to a general election.
But if a by-election is called, it would be the second in just 2 years and the 12th by-election in country in 5 decades, underscoring how seldom voters are called to the polls outside of general elections. The last one was previously held in November 2023, 2 months after Social Services Minister and longtime parliamentarian Obi Wilchcombe suddenly died. The Free National Movement was dealt a crushing defeat, while the governing Progressive Liberal Party retained its seat through Kingsley Smith.
Given the financial challenges that the Bahamian people are facing, it would be interesting to see whether or not this government is prepared to again, as they did in West Grand Bahama, spend over we believe $10 million on one seat, while there are many roofs that are still leaking in West Grand Bahama.
Meanwhile, political observers believe the political fallout from Miller's death could draw parallels to that of Wilchcombe's, given that both leaders died in September. But government still has the final say. And according to a writ in the Constitution, the nation's leader could decide to bypass a by-election and move towards a general election sooner than before, which could possibly be in early 2026.
Once we get through this morning phase, no doubt there will be more about transitions. But for now, we're focused on providing support to the family.
Meanwhile, talks about a looming election comes as government hopes to roll out its biometric voters' cards before members of the electorate head to the polls. But not just that. Parties and voters await for the Boundaries Commission to reveal its report that would hopefully put to rest swirling speculation on whether or not new constituencies will be created. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Well, following Pintar's calls to skip a by-election and move to a general election, Eyewitness News taking to social media asking you, what should the government do? 17% voted that they should call a by-election to fill the vacant seat. 78% voted to dissolve Parliament and call a general election. Only 4% had no opinion on the matter. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls, ewnews.com, and all of our social media pages. Your voice matters. While political speculation heating up as the Democratic National Alliance makes its way back to the political stage, rumors are swirling about possible alliances with current and former politicians, but those who've been named, they're shutting down those rumors tonight. Laurencia Smith has the details.
A photo circulating on social media is sparking intense political speculation. It appears to show former Democratic National Alliance leader Granville McCartney alongside former Prime Minister and Killarney's Member of Parliament Dr. Hubert Minnis, leading some to suggest that they're joining forces with the DNA. But McCartney is pushing back, firmly rejecting those claims.
Certainly, it's pure political mischief that I am returning to politics. I had no conversation with them in terms of coming back and running as leader. No, not in that regard, no.
Reporters also put those questions to the Killarney MP about whether he could break away to lead the DNA or try his chances as an independent.
I'm running into that. However it's done, you will know, because you will see Minnis' name on the ballot. And I've told my people as I go through, when you go to that poll, you look for Minnis, M-I-N-N-I-S. Many just say menace. It's not menace, it's Minnis.
As the political chatter grows louder, with the DNA making moves ahead of the next election, they're also suggesting that former Deputy Prime Minister Desmond Bannister could serve as the party's chairman.
I have had no contact with the DNA. The DNA has had no contact with me, and I don't anticipate that they will have any contact with me or that I will have any contact with them.
Bannister told us that he remains a supporter of the Free National Movement, even though he says he's not pleased with some of the party's action. Also a part of that chatter, former Member of Parliament for the Bamboo Town constituency, Renwood Wells, who was recently denied a F&M nomination for that constituency. Now, he did not state whether he still supports the F&M or not, but he did share this about his political life.
No comments at this time, but at an appropriate time I will be commenting on what my future entails politically. And so at the end of the day, I am the one who's in charge of my own political destiny.
Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
On to some other news tonight. Promises of a $3 billion boost to the Grand Bahamian economy are being hailed by Grand Bahama Port Authority executives. Our Devontae Hanna has the details tonight.
$3 billion, a much-needed shot in the arm for Grand Bahama's ailing economy. President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll, is pointing to new direct investment for the island that is expected to reposition Grand Bahama as a premier destination.
The marina will be redeveloped. The same person is in negotiations with us, Port Group, to buy our 5+ acre site, which is right next door to the marina, to build a boutique resort. And I also know that the owner of, or the CEO of Concord Wilshire Group, he's very, very excited about moving forward with the Grand Lucayan project.
But his announcement comes following the cry of straw vendors at the Port Lucayan marketplace who described business as the worst they've ever seen it, claiming they've at times gone home nearly a week without making a dollar.
Since in the Port Lucayan area are really crying right now as a result of the economic state, but that will improve.
But what makes Rowe so confident about this possible boom?
Persons know about the Carnival Cruise Port. That was a $600 million project. We would have spoken about the Grand Bahama Shipyard project. It's another $600 million project. We have a number of tourism-related projects in the pipeline.
One of the keys to Grand Bahama's resurgence is the controversial Grand Lucayan deal, which many believe has kept the island's tourism industry in limbo for nearly a decade.
I think these projects take time. A lot of these projects take time. More than months, some more than years. I mean, look at the Carnival project. That started from 2007.
And according to Roll, that goes for several of the long-awaited projects on the island. But he believes as soon as they begin to materialize, residents should begin to feel the trickle-down effect.
Well, one, these provide job opportunities, but I think persons who service these various, provide services for these different types of projects, owners of businesses that feed them, that's where
Roll also revealed the GBPA and the Port Lucayan marketplace have been in constant dialogue, but he didn't reveal the nature of those discussions. The ultimate goal, he says, is to ensure the Grand Bahama economy is stabilized as soon as possible. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Devontae. While in news from the Junkanoo Arena tonight, the JCMP not backing down against government, who's claimed to have lawfully gained control over the judging process for the upcoming parades after a majority vote from Junkanooers. Members of the JCMP say they're not going down without a fight. Our Linton Ritchie Jr. present at a press conference last evening. He joins me live in studio with the latest on this. Linton?
Good evening, Janaea. It's a feud we saw unfolding rapidly last year, and it seems to have hit the headlines once again. This Junkanoo season, fans could experience 2 shows at no additional financial cost. But could the confusion cost the enjoyment of what's been deemed the greatest show on earth? The Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence says government has stuck its hands where it doesn't belong, and it's a play they will not allow to slide by.
The government chose a side in an internal dispute in a Junkanoo organization that Mr. Davis was a part of. His relationships, not just with the Prime Minister, I'm certain he's friends with many persons in that administration. They are doing what they are doing.
Political interference, empty promises, and abusing the people's purse are claims the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence slammed on government and the National Junkanoo Committee, announcing that 10 groups will head on down to Bay under the JCNP banner and others under the NJC banner as stakeholders have seemingly come to a standstill on parade operations. Those backing the JCNP, Saxons, Roots, One Family, the world-famous Valley Boys, the Mighty Eagles, Redland Soldiers, the Original Congos, the Nassau Independent Junkanoo Association, and the Bahamas Independent Junkanoo Association. On Wednesday afternoon, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture released a statement noting a poll was held among Junkanoo groups on who would manage the upcoming parades, the NJC or the JCNP. Officials wrote that 19 voted for the NJC and 2, quote, voted otherwise. But chairman of the JCNP, Dion Miller, says it's a meeting his board and 10 of what he deems Junkanoo fan favorite groups, all backing the JCNP, were reportedly not invited to.
It reminds me of Donald Trump type numbers. I think what happened was anyone who was to this secret meeting, they allowed to vote.
Culture Minister Mario Boleg firing back, alleging that from his view, no foul play was involved.
The groups who had interest in Junkanoo came. Those who give the excuse and did not come, they understand, but a polling took place.
JCNP stakeholders says groups like Prodigal Sons, Music Makers, Genesis Warhawks, and others are on unsettling grounds with the organization due to rules and protocols like qualification standards, eligibility, and disqualification.
The government has communicated to the JCNP that they wanted the JCNP to adjust those two criteria for some particular groups. That was tabled. It was knocked down.
Now, Janea, of course, what many sees as a back and forth continuing to play out, and with the countdown to Bay on, how exactly this split will affect the prizes and titles of Junkanoo champions, it's an ending we will stand by to see. For now, reporting live in studio, I'm Linton Ritchie Jr., sending it back to you at the desk, Janea.
Thanks so much, Linton. Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Eye on News hotline, 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, tourism numbers, are they down? We've got more details on the breakdown coming up. And later, King's College opening a new facility. We've got more on that right after this break.
Hello, bonjour, hola, hello, ciao.
No matter where your passport takes you, BTC roaming keeps you effortlessly connected. Enjoy seamless calls, lightning-fast data, and affordable roaming across the globe. No SIM swaps, no stress. Just one network, working everywhere. So go ahead, explore the world, and still be just a call away from home.
Fill up box for all $30.
The new KFC fill-up box, serving 6 juicy pieces of chicken, 4 buttery biscuits, crispy fries to share, and 12 premium original recipe KFC nuggets, all packed into one crave-worthy box. So dig in and do whatever the crunch you want with the KFC fill-up box. Only at KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Nowadays, tiles trend like fashion, and Grand Bahama Tiles leads the way with trendy and classic styles from North and South America, Europe, and Asia. Imagine your home with natural stone, elegant marble, sleek porcelain, earthy granite, or slate. Grand Bahama Tiles has it all. They even export to the Family Islands. Maybe it's time to update your style, get the look, and transform your space with the latest tiles trending at Grand Bahama Tiles.
It's Spa Week, we got what you need. Sit back, relax, and come in for a treat. We just wanna make you smile. We will go the extra mile at Baha Retreat Spa.
Come visit us at Baha Retreat Spa on East Bay Street. Contact us at 323-6711 or visit us online at www.baharetreat.com.
Captain Cash and Co. viral videos have shown you using what is said to be super speed to deliver cash to citizens around the world. Can you explain this?
Those people are simply taking advantage of Cash and Go's Cash Now money lending service, our easy-to-use money lending portal.
How does it work?
Well, you simply enter your information along with a recent payslip, a picture of your ID, and then select your loan amount and the repayment term. We review it as soon as possible. And then once approved, we could have your cash delivered to your mobile wallet, or we could send it directly to a bank of your choosing. Any more questions?
No. Thanks, Cash and Go, man.
It's Captain Cash and Go.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. $5.48 at Esso and Rubis tonight. You're getting the highest at Shell, $5.49. Gas prices remain unchanged for a few weeks now. While tourism numbers remain a major point of political contention this week, the Free National Movement raising flags over stopover visitor trends, but the Minister of Tourism, he's defending the government's approach. Delano Roker has the details.
Leader of the Free National Movement, Michael Pintard, is sounding the alarm, claiming the government lacks a strategic roadmap to grow the all-important stopover visitor segment. He points to a troubling trend. Over the past 2 decades, a steady decline in long-stay visitors.
Deputy Prime Minister, who's given to chest beating and shoulder and patting himself on the back, has failed to explain what plans do they have to increase the number of stopover visitors. What we need is a plan of action. Secondly, for all the cruise visitors that are coming, the money is not trickling down to many of the stakeholders who rely on them, whether you're talking about taxi drivers, local small tour operators, persons who have attractions. And so the government has to dedicate attention to growing world-class attractions so that whether you came as a stopover visitor or cruise passengers, the money is being spent with Bahamians, and that's not happening sufficiently.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Chester Cooper is pushing back.
We've seen some dips in stopover visitors, driven mainly by the fall off in consumer confidence in our major source market, USA, as well as other geopolitical issues. We're tracking slightly behind last year, which was a record-setting year in terms of stopovers. But suffice to say, we are 10% ahead roughly in overall arrivals. We anticipate that this is going to hold towards the year end. We expect that cruise arrivals will continue to be extremely strong.
Cooper says the government is not standing still, outlining plans to expand airlift, diversify tourism offerings, and enhance visitor travel across the islands.
Next week we are in Canada on a 3-city mission. We are already up fairly significantly, 75% year over year of gas out of Canada. We're diversifying our markets. We will be executing MOUs soon with Brazil and expanding airlift. We have a new flight announced only this week out of Montreal and Porter coming to direct to Bahamas from Montreal. And we are going to be inviting 27 new flights now out of Canada to the Bahamas. These are in addition to what we had before. We're hoping cautiously to finish the year on par with last year or close to in terms of stopovers. But overall, we should be 8 to 10% ahead at the end of the year.
Delano Roker, Eyewitness News.
Well, the 2024-2025 fiscal year has closed and the budget results are in. Minister of Economic Affairs Michael Halkitis praising government for achieving its lower deficit projections. Halkitis giving the breakdown during the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing held earlier today.
And I'm happy to say that we initially set a budget deficit target of between 0.3 and 0.7%. And the final numbers are in, and we've come in at 0.5%, which makes us, we're very pleased with that. It shows that we have achieved the target set at the beginning of that budget year. Those figures were driven by strong revenue performance, growth in the economy, as well as containment of expenditure. They also point to some success in our efforts. You might recall that we expressed concern about the collection of revenue related to high-end real estate, and we've seen some improvement in that, and those have been reflected in the last quarter of the last budget year, as well as the first quarter of this year that will be forthcoming very soon.
Now, there's been some skepticism in the public domain about the numbers, but Halkitis assuring tonight that the team behind the math, they're reliable and trustworthy, particularly to ensure that the country's reputation with international stakeholders is also upheld.
The government's numbers that we publish, they are, first of all, we have a department in the Ministry of Finance, that budget department, we have the Treasury, we have the internal audit, We have the Auditor General Department who all look at these numbers. When they are published, we publish them bearing in mind that organizations such as the IMF, such as S&P, such as Moody's, such as now Fitch, such as all of the banks that invest and private investors that invest in government securities of the Bahamas study these numbers, they rely on them, and so it is never even in the contemplation of this administration to do anything with numbers. I saw, the word manipulate in the article today. Not even the desire to do so, but even if there were, these things are checked and double-checked by any number of external individuals. The report can be found at www.bahamasbudget.gov.bs.
Today, a milestone in education as King's College officially opened its doors to its Bahamian campus boarding lounge. Well, it's a step forward in expanding global learning opportunities right here at home. Adelano Roker has a first look.
From construction dust to comfort in classrooms, what began as a site of stone, steel, and scaffolding has transformed into a state-of-the-art home for learning and living, as King's College celebrated the official opening of its boarding lounge. Founding principal Matteo Rossetti says it's an investment, not just in infrastructure, but in global education.
What we're doing today with this investment, which is an $85 million investment, all in all, between our campus and Kings Beach Lodge, is really reinstate and confirm and reaffirm our commitment to the Bahamas and to bringing a standard of education here, which is worldwide, and making it a hub for global education.
With dormitories and recreation, the facility offers far more than just a place to sleep. Head of boarding, Matthew Taylor, says the curriculum will also focus on environmental education.
Already this year, we've gone to 2 Bahamian National Trust properties. We went to the Primeval Forest. We've gone to the Bonefish National Park area, and just giving our students an opportunity to realize that there's more to the Bahamas. As beautiful as Bahama and Atlantis is, there's so much more here. There's a real richness. And this coming weekend, we're hoping to get out to the exhumas again to see some of them kind of natural wonders that are on offer. So we're really looking to expose not just our Bahamian students to a global education, but our international students to what is so special about the Bahamas.
Among the attendees, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, who called the school's expansion a strategic step towards educational excellence and national development.
I think it will provide a good boost to the education ecosystem here in our country. One of the things I'd like to point out in attracting investments is that education is one of the key things that people ask about when they're thinking about moving to the Bahamas, when they're thinking of investing to the Bahamas. So whether it's in financial services or whether it's in tourism or whether it's in any other industry, this is an important component to the overall development of investments for the Bahamas, and I am delighted as to what it will do for the education system of our country.
But beyond speeches and ceremonies, it's the students who are already seeing the difference. Viva Lee shares how the new environment is shaping her experience.
It's been really fun having to help new kids join Kings, because I do a lot of open houses and I show parents around the school and help kids enjoy the life here at Kings.
It was just back in January where I stood in this very room while construction was underway, and now today, the official opening of the King's College Boarding Lounge, which houses 50 students for a 360-student body. Now this campus will bridge the gap between foreign investment, international relations, and education. I'm Delano Roker, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Delano. Chairman of the Shell Saxon Superstars, Toby Austin, shutting down speculation that there is a rift in the party. During a press conference yesterday, the organization, this after the leader, Percy Vola Francis, argued who the group was backing, whether that be the JCMP or NCP. Here's what he had to say.
And so far as I can say, I don't think it's a rift in the Saxon. All the Saxon members know who the chairman is. They know who runs the organization, the day-to-day operation. That's clear in the Saxon. There are no secrets. I assure he knew because he like everybody else. I don't know, he don't live under a rock. So, and I saw you on social media, so I assume he listening and he hearing everything like everybody else. But like I say, the Saxon organization, we have our chairman, we have our executive committee, and we know who speaks on behalf of the Saxon. and right, and that's the chairman. I don't have the total control, but we have an executive team which run by the chairman, and that's who does all the speaking for the Saxon, and that's why I'm here today and speak on behalf of the Saxons.
The Saxons Group has accepted seed funding and registered with the National Junkanoo Committee, but has also, as recently as last night, thrown their support behind the JCMP. Austin explained.
The seed funding was never the issue, right? Because I even said that, we accept the seed funding, right? So that was never an issue, the seed funding, right? So him going out there and signing that, right? Well, I know you was going to sign it, right? So that didn't really surprise me, right? And like I say, we all agree that we need the seed funding, right? So let's not just be on that, right? But I don't know what he say. I like everybody else. I saw it on social media, what they say he say, but I can't say for 100% sure that he never said it to me, right? But the seed funding, I could address that. I mean, like I said, we all was in agreement that he was going to receive the seed funding.
Well, a memorial is being held at this hour at the Progressive Liberal Party's national headquarters in remembrance of sitting Cabinet Minister Vaughn Miller, who passed away on Sunday morning. Our Jose Etienne is joining us live from the PLP headquarters. Jose? Well, we are still waiting to make some connection with Jose. Hopefully we'll have him up after the break. We'll have more on that and more of today's stories. But first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
One item? Are you tired of limited choices? I'll have the one item on the menu, thank you. Wow! So many choices. Why settle for less when you deserve more? When it comes to the ways you pay, the more, the better. With a variety of payment options available, you can enjoy the freedom to choose what works best for you. Choose freedom. Choose flexibility. Choose from the full menu of payment options. The future of pay is digital.
I've been at this for hours, right? Trying to find this bucket list bliss treasure everybody talking about. Finally! Miko, you still out here digging for treasure like you was pirates? You out here sweating like you fighting for your life? Only thing you doing is putting sand in my drink, Miko! Miko!
Good news! You don't have to dig for this treasure. Just apply and get approved for a BOB loan or credit card, and you're in to win a trip of a lifetime. Plus other great prizes like water park passes, restaurant vouchers, and VIP movie tickets. Get approved and you could be living large in Las Vegas, striking a pose in Paris, catching a cab in New York, twisted spaghetti in Rome, looking royal in London, or shopping in Panama.
X marks the spot, and it's right here at BOB. And don't forget to get a loan with my name too, because I'm going to ruin Miko.
Apply today for a BOB loan or Visa credit card. Win the trip of a lifetime, plus weekly prizes. Email loans@bankbahamas.com.
You can't help but smile when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Country Barn Ketchup, 24 ounces, $1.89. Rainbow Mackerel, 15 ounces, $1.25. Fresh tomatoes, $1.89 per pound. Sweet tangerines, 2 for 99 cents. Fresh ground beef, $4.99 per pound. Which location you choose to save at is up to you, but you can save at any Super Value or Quality supermarkets.
Only one item? Are you tired of limited choices? I'll have the one item on the menu, thank you. Wow! So many choices. Why settle for less when you deserve more? when it comes to the ways you pay, the more, the better. With a variety of payment options available, you can enjoy the freedom to choose what works best for you. Choose freedom. Choose flexibility. Choose from the full menu of payment options. The future of pay is digital.
Man, they been at this for hours, wait, trying to find this bucket list bliss treasure everybody talking about.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. You're watching Eyewitness News. Supporters of the Progressive Liberal Party and other government and opposition officials gathered at the PLP headquarters at this hour, a memorial being held for sitting Cabinet Minister Von Miller, who passed away on Sunday morning. Our Jose Etienne joining me live tonight. Jose?
Well, Janae, I'm here standing by live at the Sir Lyndon Pindling Center here on Farrington Road. And Janae, I was just inside moments ago. It is packed to capacity as officials, starting with the country's leader, Prime Minister Philip Davis, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, other cabinet and parliamentary colleagues have convened with other Progressive Liberal Party supporters and residents, particularly those from Golden Isles, who have all gathered here to pay tribute to a fallen leader, a nation builder, Cabinet Minister Von Miller, who passed on Sunday early morning. Of course, as we said, we found out from police officials that he was found unconscious in his vehicle and at the hospital, at the doctor's hospital in particular, he passed. And so days later, officials saw it appropriate to pay homage to this. Standing by Janea with Mr. Taran Miller, a relative of Mr. Miller, who actually spoke with us on the scene at the doctor's hospital. Mr. Miller, pleasure to speak with you once again. Sir, you're here participating in this memorial service, and you've seen the Prime Minister and other cabinet and parliamentary colleagues, along with Bahamians, leader to this relative of yours. Let's talk about what you're seeing tonight and how heartwarming this is for you as a relative.
One touch many.
We do apologize. We seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties with our Jose Etienne, but be sure to tune into all of our social media pages for more updates from tonight's memorial. Well, we move on to news from the entertainment scene. The Jazz Club over at Bahamas, they're expected to have a high volume of guests filling the club as executives. They speak to a number of highly anticipated events that will be happening this month, featuring the Grammy Award nominated artists, while also giving local talent some major opportunities to entertain music lovers. Creative Arts and Culture Music Development Manager Ramel Scherer giving some insight on who will be at the club this month.
We have 3 outstanding international acts that are going to be joining our club here at John Batiste Jazz Club. We have John Batiste, who's coming down once again on October 12th and 13th. It's really not going to be the same show that you might have seen before earlier in the year. He usually is, I think, a perfect representation of blending the best of New Orleans, Second Line, and also our famous Junkanoo as well. So that's going to be very exciting. We have Tank of the Bangas, which is a great outfit out of New Orleans, Grammy Award winning, super exciting act that blends rap, hip hop, a bit of spoken word, and jazz R&B fusion. So that's going to be on October 8th and 10th. And we have Seun Kuti, who is, of course, the son of Fela Kuti out of Nigeria. So that's going to be like a full Afrobeats, high energy night on the 25th and 26th of October. What else? We've got Halloween, which is a special costume party with the one and only Essence Band on October 31st, DJ Ignite as well. So guests are encouraged to come in their spooky Harlem Renaissance costumes. We're super excited about that. It's the first Halloween party we're going to be doing.
Now, the days for these events are inching closer for those avid fans who are looking to be a part of the celebrations and fun. Here's how you can secure your spot.
The call is being made to anyone who loves a good time, loves great music, great vibes, great drinks. I mean, our cocktail menu is outstanding. It's really, I think, one of the best in the region, if not the world. We also have our very special food menu too, which presents like a broad array of tastes from New Orleans and the Caribbean. And yeah, it's I think like a really dynamic, fun experience. I mean, the club is absolutely outstanding and stunning with artwork from the region. We've got little touches here and there that speak to like the history of nightlife in the Bahamas with the Cat and the Fiddle, the Silver Slipper. So, I mean, what better place to be than John Batiste Jazz Club? So we have it really, I think, quite easy for folks to access reservations. So if you can just go to bahama.com/reservations/jazz club, there you will find a full listing of our upcoming dates. And with a few clicks, you can book a reservation at one of our special VIP booths or our lounges.
Sounds like a fun month at the Jazz Club, but the ever-faithful Jose Etienne, he says the third time is the charm. He's back at the PLP headquarters where a memorial, as we said, is taking place to remember the late Vaughn Miller. Jose?
Moments before we were interrupted, we are here live at the Sir Lyndon. Again, Janelle, as we were saying moments ago, we're here live at the Sir Lyndon Pindling Center here on Farrington Road, where the facility is really packed to capacity, and there's even an overflow here on the outside. Just to my right there is lots of seating for other residents, other supporters, persons who are fond of Mr. Miller as they come here, along with Prime Minister Philip Davis, other PLP government officials who have all come here to pay honor to Mr. Miller, again, a fallen leader, cabinet minister, and long-time, well, two-term serving member of parliament. And so, Janelle, it's really packed to capacity, and as we were live moments ago, you heard from Mr. Taran Miller, who's going to join me one more time. Of course, Mr. Miller was there with us on Sunday when we provided early morning broadcast after we learned of the passing of this MP. Mr. Miller, once again, thanks for joining us. We do apologize moments ago, but nonetheless, sir, let's talk about what you're seeing here today. Quite frankly, an outpouring of support from government, from residents, from the Bahamians. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think Vaughn would be smiling now to see the people, the amount of people here. It speaks volume to who he was. Hearing from the persons from media and all the colleagues from he had at ZNS, and then as we're hearing now, many of the cabinet ministers who are here speaking of the Vaughn that they knew. It speaks volume to who he was as a man, the gentle giant that I know him to be. I'm happy. Vaughn had his challenges, and I'm happy that he's somewhere that we all will go, which is death. And I'm more than sure that Vaughn is in the presence of the Lord.
Mr. Miller is being really touted as a man who wore many hats, right? The hat of a preacher, the hat of a cabinet minister, parliamentarian, broadcaster even. But let's talk about Mr. Miller to you as a relative, as a young cousin.
Well, I met the giant. Obviously, he was older than me. He's my big cousin. I met the giant as a child, and there was something special about Vaughn. When Vaughn spoke, you listen. It was so humbling to hear him say stuff. I remember as a child saying, that's my cousin on the radio, because I'm a radio guy. And so, when my grandparents had the radio on, it was ZNS, Vaughn in the morning show, and I was always proud because I believe that Vaughn is a part of who I am. His prayers, he's always praying. I'm going to miss the messages and the calls from Vaughn. Vaughn was just that person. He was somebody that he's one of a kind. We won't have much Vaughns. He was a personality, he was a pastor, and then he turned into a politician, and he always, by God's advice. And so I think that's why he was so loved, and that's why he was accepted. It's unprecedented for someone to serve in both parties in the country.
Very well. Again, thank you, Mr. Miller. You just heard from a relative of the fallen MP, Vaughn Miller. Of course, he's being, persons have gathered here to pay tribute to him. And given that he's a sitting cabinet minister, served as a sitting cabinet minister, we do expect for a state funeral to be held to honor this man, this nation builder, this cabinet minister, this member of parliament. That will be announced in the days to come. Of course, we do expect, once that happens, for talks about transitions to ramp up. But for now, Janea, they really want to focus on paying tribute to this man who served this country, particularly in the Golden Isles constituency. He served through broadcasting. I'm told, Janea, and of course you would know this, he was a force to be reckoned with on the airwaves, particularly as it relates to gospel radio at ZNS. He, of course, was a force to be reckoned with on the pulpit. And so, Janea, again, we're told this is going to make way for a state funeral, and we will be sure to provide coverage of that in the days to come. For now, standing by live from the Sir Lyndon Pindling Center, where a memorial service is underway for the fallen MP. Sending it back to you, Janelle.
Thanks so much, Jose Etienne. A state of mourning remains in effect until Saturday at sunset. Condolences to the Miller family. So to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Laurentia Smith has a check on sports right after this break.
Ever feel like you're missing your own life because you're constantly running off to the bathroom? Do bladder leaks or pelvic discomfort have you up at night and affect your confidence in everyday life? Those days are over. At Frequency Vitality Center, we offer a solution. Completely painless, fully clothed with no downtime. Perfect for men and women of any age, we help strengthen the pelvic floor muscles while you sit comfortably, improving bladder control, decreasing night waking, and much more. Strengthen your foundation and restore your confidence.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a Dave's single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat. The Bahamian MLB superstar delivered a season-saving performance for the Yankees Wednesday night. His athleticism on both sides of the ball fueled a 4-3 win over the Red Sox in Game 2 of the AL Wildcard Series. Chisholm Jr. made a clutch run save play in the 7th and raced home from the first on Austin Wells' single for a tiebreaker run in the 8th, forcing a winner-take-all in Game 3 Thursday night. It's the fourth do-or-die postseason matchup between the rivals. The first since Boston edged New York in the 2021 one-game wildcard showdown.
I mean, we all know, like we did all year, guys never gave up, no matter how far we've been down, no matter how out of it we've been. We always gave our all until the very end, and that's what we did tonight. Just all about trusting your guys. You know, you got your guys behind you. You trust that they can bring you in and trust that they can do their job. So that's all I believe. Is that I believe in all my guys, and I trust that they're going to get it done.
Well, definitely stay tuned to Eyewitness Sports for the latest highlights from the do-or-die game. On to news from the track. Families are invited to lace up their sneakers this Saturday, October 4th, for the Alpheus Hawk Finderson Track and Field Classic Family Edition at the original Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, honoring the late Roscoe Davies and the legendary Finderson. The event celebrates community wellness and togetherness under the theme Family Matters. Expect track races, bounce houses, a kiddie corner, live music from the New Horizon Pop Band, health screening from Doctors Hospital Lamp. And there will be action beyond the track for activities for the family, live music, along with health screening from Doctors Hospital, lamp sign up, and plenty of Bahamian comfort food. Admission for the event is $5 and gates open at 9 a.m. Organizers invite everyone to enjoy the faith, fitness, and fellowship in true Anglican style. Well, that's what's making sports at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites. We offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Crack the code and win $1 million. Crack the code and win $1 million.
7 numbers, $1 million. Every 3 days, a number is revealed. Act fast, your million is waiting.
Crack that code, win $1 million clear.
Crack the code before the last lock clicks shut. Get ready to join the winner's circle only at islandluck.com.
Crack the code and win $1 million.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news at this hour. Coming up and Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller. A look at all of today's top stories. That's coming up and Beyond the Headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
So you want a space. But not just any space. The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, Dr. Hubert Minnis, Desmond Bannister, Renwood Wells, and Brian McCartney. They speak out tonight. A question tonight, are they the new DNA? Also on a front to tourism, is this taxi driver driving under the influence with tourists in his taxi? Also tonight, straw vendors at Port Lucayo crying out because of the lack of business in the market. We hear from them. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening, I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, tonight, former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, former Deputy Prime Minister Desmond Bannister, Renwood Wells, and Brian McCartney are speaking out. You know, we've been assuming and making our own sort of conclusions all week long. Well, tonight, they're talking about it. Are they the new DNA? Laurencia Smith caught up with each of them today and has the story.
A photo circulating on social media is sparking intense political speculation. It appears to show former Democratic National Alliance leader Granville McCartney alongside former Prime Minister and Killarney's Member of Parliament Dr. Hubert Minnis, leading some to suggest that they're joining forces with the DNA. But McCartney is pushing back, firmly rejecting those claims.
Certainly, it's pure political mischief that I am returning to politics. I had no conversation with them in terms of coming back and running as leader. No, not in that regard, no.
Reporters also put those questions to the Killarney MP about whether he could break away to lead the DNA or try his chances as an independent.
I'm running into that. However it's done, you will know, because you will see Minnis' name on the ballot. And I've told my people as I go through, when you go to that poll, you look for Minnis, M-I-N-N-I-S. Many just say menace. It's not menace, it's Minnis.
As the political chatter grows louder, with the DNA making moves ahead of the next election, they're also suggesting that former Deputy Prime Minister Desmond Bannister could serve as the party's chairman.
I have had no contact with the DNA. The DNA has had no contact with me, and I don't anticipate that they will have any contact with me or that I will have any contact with them.
Bannister told us that he remains a supporter of the Free National Movement, even though he says he's not pleased with some of the party's action. Also a part of that chatter, former Member of Parliament for the Bamboo Town constituency, Renwood Wells, who was recently denied a F&M nomination for that constituency. Now, he did not state whether he still supports the F&M or not, but he did share this about his political life.
No comments at this time, but at an appropriate time I will be commenting on what my future entails politically. And so at the end of the day, I am the one who's in charge of my own political destiny.
Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Well, there you have it. I don't know. It's going to be quite interesting because I believe those men are up to something, though. I truly believe. And I'm not going to just give my opinion. You know, I like to hear the opinions of the panelists, so I'll bring them in right now. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, BTH contributors, Richard Johnson and Glenroy Pratt. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you. It's great to have you both here. Let's voice off right now and talk about exactly this story has been trending really all week, quite frankly. We heard from the gentlemen officially this evening and hear what they had to say. Your thoughts on how this just took off entirely and became its own thing?
Good evening, Bahamas, and good evening, Shanique. Yeah, you know, it's amazing that stories like this ramp up so fast. You know, it tells you the amount of eagerness in our political arena there is, and the fact that it may be a sign that all may not be well for either political party in the traditional fashion that we would have been used to, where people, you know, seeking and looking for some other opportunity to put their vote elsewhere. But does it mean that this is actually true? That is the question.
Well, you know, and thanks for having me again. When I saw it, I laughed because I know it was political mischief.
So you didn't buy into it
for
1 minute?
Of course not. I mean, the picture that was circulated is a picture that when they were in Long Island 2 years ago. And so when I saw that, we see the fake in the Minnis in the green shirt. Nonsense, utter nonsense. And then to see news media carrying these stories, again, I laugh because I know it's just political mischief. It makes no sense, absolutely no sense. And so I look at it and laugh.
Now, no hit up the news media because we follow what's trending because there are things that you dismiss as outright just foolishness, and then there are things that you have to pay attention to. It may seem silly to some, but then there may be something behind it, something absolutely that's noteworthy.
Don't be irresponsible. Like the other newspaper, daily newspaper, put a whole man picture inside the paper, and now ain't him who dead. Wow. So don't be irresponsible again. So again, when I saw the story, I laughed because I know it is political mischief. Now I would have saw Dr. Minnis' response today. And again, Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, update us now, as your good friend, stop playing games. It's time for you to get out of the dugout and stop messing around.
So what do you think? He
needs to make up his mind.
What do you feel as though he's doing? Cowering?
No, you keep on holding the media hostage. You ain't sure what you can do. The FDM has made it very clear, Shanique, that they ain't running you. So how much time you gonna keep on shying away the media, beating around the bush? Come out. Say what it is.
But Richard and Glenroy, Richard,
Time to go to war.
yeah, but but you know this gentleman. He has been branded a strategist. Perhaps he is waiting on the right timing to say what it is. I don't think he's shying away.
What time
Well, I don't know. I don't know, Richard, but he's not shying away. He's made very clear that he will be seeking re-election in Killarney and will win. So I don't think he is shying away from saying anything. I think he's just trying to be smart with the right timing and then maybe to see about the boundaries.
Timing, Shanique, time is of the essence. And time is running out. The Free National Movement already ratified a candidate in Killarney. You still haven't decided what direction you're going in. Man, come on. Stop beating around the bush. Dr. Minnis, make it very clear what is your intentions. Now, I have an idea what your intentions are, but make it very clear. We got time for all this messing around and fooling around. Let's go.
Okay, does he have a team of men that they are meeting secretly somewhere?
I'm not aware of that. I don't believe the former Deputy Prime Minister Bannister is clearly interested in frontline politics, particularly because of the leadership rift between him and them, right? He said it publicly today that he still supports the Free National Movement. He says that, and I expect him, given his role and his position in the Free National Movement. Now, Bramwell McCartney, on the other hand, former minister, former DNA leader, again, he said that's not true. And so, even if that was true, Shanique, I believe its timing is off. It's totally not the right timing for that at this particular time. You are what, 10 months out? Makes absolutely no sense to me from a political strategist standpoint.
Well, I guess, it all depends on the degree that, as I mentioned in the earlier statement, that the degree to where the Bahamian people are. I don't know if this election period has been so settled as we think it is. A lot of people may believe that.
So you think there's room, Glenroy, for anything that possibly could be on the horizon, sort of?
I think there's high voter apathy in this country, and those persons who are inclined to sit on the sidelines may look for another option. I mean, obviously you have other opportunities. You have the COI, you have now the DNA and all this other stuff. People will vote their preference, obviously, and some people will vote in a way that they send a message. But as Richard stated, I don't really believe that, obviously, and listening to the messages earlier today, obviously they've made their position very clear. But relative to Mr. Minnis, I believe, obviously, like you're saying, Shanique, he's looking at the right timing. Whether or not, time is of the essence or not, I guess the reality is that he is doing it in the time that he feels is necessary for him to do it in. He must have the confidence in the constituency vote that he has been canvassing. Obviously, I'm sure constituents may have had that question posed to him, what are you doing and who are you running with? And I don't think that you can run away from that answer or that question when you're talking to your constituents that you are looking to support you. So obviously, and at some point it has to come out.
Well, to your point, Glenn, I'm not negating the fact that he could possibly win the seat.
Yeah.
In fact, I have minutes to win Killarney.
Yeah.
Now, and how the boundary will be cut or split, I don't know. Will he get Killarney proper? Will he get the new seat? I don't know. Again, what I'm saying is this.
So you think even with all the machinery behind Michaela Barnett, she is no match for Dr.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Michaela Barnett is not ready for the big leagues. Not because she was in the Senate means that she is any. What match where? To who? She's a little girl, remember that? She's Dora the Explorer.
No.
She's Dora the Explorer. She is unfit.
Richard,
you can't win no Killarney.
Richard, leave this woman.
Ministers can beat her backside and show her what time it is.
This woman is a 43-year-old woman. I think she put that age there and said she is a woman. Now, whether or not politically she is up to that level already, then that's a different matter.
She's not the, Shanique, I'm going to send you the tape. I'll send it to you. She was on another news station, and they would have asked her, and I'm only saying this allegedly at this point because I really have it in front of me. What was her greatest loss in COVID? She said her housekeeper. Her housekeeper. She is not prepared to deal with the average people. The other day she was in Killarney.
Killarney wealthy.
Killarney the other day, she riding through doing assessment. You come in the car, you send a water pump down there and fill the area. She's unfit. And the only reason why she's the candidate, because she's daddy's little girl, and her daddy is the big man in the F&M. She's spoiled. Ministers can beat your backside politically. I tell you that.
Well, you know what? Let's look at the DNA, because you've heard all involved say, listen, no. DNA, even if they're working on something, it's certainly not the DNA. But the DNA is riding whatever first of all, out of the entire blue, all the storm going on, storm, flooding, threats of a merger with storms, all this stuff, and all of a sudden the DNA decided this week was the week. And then, of course, we also know what else happened in the political world this week as well. But the DNA is going to decide that now is the time for them to come and say, guess what, you all be back. Just after pulling out and saying they wouldn't contest this election, but they're back. What do you think brought them back? What do you think, what is it that you all think that the DNA saw and sees? This version right here. The same one who spoke with us just yesterday in last night's news. That means stay abreast on what happens on Eyewitness News and be on the headlines, so you would know, okay? Now, what do you think that they are thinking and feeling that I don't see any sort of headliner and headline-making personality in that organization as it stands right now, that'll cause them to feel as though, listen, hey, guess who's back?
Well, let me also just say that Michael Barnett obviously is a woman, as a 43-year-old woman and all the other stuff. So
I did defend it, Glenroy.
I want to lend my voice to that as well. And there's a reality that obviously there is a good political fight that we will see.
Oh, she's unfit.
And this will be good to see. This will be a good fight to see. The reality is that
she's a little girl.
The good thing about it is the good thing about it is she's a Bahamian. And the opportunity for her to run in this election is great. The fact that she is obviously and trying to put her foot forward is good. We need young people to come into the arena.
I don't think any being spoiled or entitled got her that nomination. Richard, you got to
Shanique, stop it. Shanique, stop. You know the families on both political sides in this country that dominates the political arena. You know them. Want me to start calling the family names?
No.
Okay then, so I'm saying she is a part of the elitist class in this country. I'm asking you that. And her father is a major player in the F&M.
But people of means, 1 second, Glenroy. I am not opposed to people of means entering politics and serving on that level if they so choose.
But give me a track record, Janine. You or Glenn. Give me a track record. Give me a track record before she entered politics.
But there's a reality. Everybody does not come into the political arena with a track record.
You should have one.
But why?
No, you should have one.
No. Your track record is in the fact of the day-to-day touches that you bring amongst people that you interact with on a daily basis. Your political arena or your thrust into the political arena just doesn't start when you start walking the streets.
Exactly.
It starts when you speak to people, how you interact with people, how you communicate with people, how you treat people, how you help people, how you develop people, all that stuff. And it happens. And so the reality is we can't dismiss people because what we quote-unquote don't believe that they don't have a track record. Let me finish. No, I hear you. But let me finish. No. Yeah, but the Jomo Campbell. No, but hold on. When Perry Christie got beaten, right, in the last political arena, you had a novice that came up against him in the person of Reese Chipman, right? In the sense that whether it's a wave or not,
it was a wave.
There's a reality that when people are fed up, they make a decision.
Correct.
And so they might be in the same situation.
Correct.
People might be fed up with the whole political system.
Not with this government.
And then they may decide that they change
Not
stuff.
with this government.
That doesn't mean that we can dismiss
this government is not there.
But understand the
people
point.
are leaving the F&M and joining the PLP.
Well, that might be the case.
It's not there.
That might be the case.
Okay, we will come back. Let's leave it right there. That's a stalemate. It's a stalemate and it ain't going nowhere, so let's move on.
But back to your question about the DNA.
Did you not nobody even check for this DNA?
What the hurricane there? What the hurricane there? Melda brought them on shore. So they need to go back out in the sea because ain't nothing for them. Time out. Could have been.
What the DNA means? Did nothing at all or something like that? So no.
I never heard that, Glenn, right? I never heard that's the DNA. What the DNA mean? You ain't easy. So you say Imelda washed them up on shore.
Wash them up on all left.
What the Islanders people say? They drift with it.
You're real wrong.
I wish them all the best. The COI has made a prominent, third party, pushing the part in the country.
Yeah.
And so I believe they are fully recognized. I understand the COI, has a great support. They have a great support, particularly in Grand Bahama. So we have to watch Grand Bahama, particularly the COI. So the DNA, wherever the tropical storm bring you all, go back where you've been, yeah? Because it don't happen for you.
I like the fact that you got Bahamians who are interested in involving themselves in the election or electoral process.
I mean, hot,
because
one
of the things is, and it's a great quote that says that a failure to participate in politics causes us to be governed by our inferiors. And it doesn't mean that the people who lead are inferior. It means that the people who are having agendas, they look at you as inferior to their agendas. And the reality of it is that you're not placed in the forefront. So when you as a Bahamian decide that I want to be involved in this political process, it helps people to understand that, hey, you're not going to silence my voice and you're not going to push me aside because what I need has a value to it, and you need to acknowledge my value in this country because you are a part of the Bahamas just as much as I am.
Yeah, democracy.
Yes, listen, DNA, how about it? Come, welcome aboard, and you just don't know.
Go back on the sea,
don't bring all this rain and flood into the place.
You look good in the grain.
But no, thank you. You see this? I paying homage to the DNA. That's all I'm saying. But listen, it just happens. Homage.
Right.
It just happens.
I think you're a memorial for the DNA.
No. Listen, I'll tell you. It just happens to be one of my favorite colors. So listen, calling in that, yes. But listen, we are just getting started this evening. I tell you, I can't even get a word in edgewise. Not this punch. But listen, we are just getting started this evening. Don't go anywhere because have you all seen that video with the taxi driver? Richard, Glenroy, have you all seen that? A supposed taxi driver, and the tourists are trying to beg him to say, listen, drop us off here. And the man asking them, do they want to drive? Yeah, no, I didn't make it up. In fact, I got the video to prove it. It's all coming up after the break.
Sting Junkanoo Group is celebrating 25 years of music, and you're invited to the greatest show ever, counting down the years, performing hit song after hit song. Stevie S, Colin McDonald, KB, Dyson Knight and D-Mac. Saturday, November 1st at the Farm Marshall Road, 8 p.m. until. Tickets can be purchased online at www.bahamaseattickets.com for your skybox or to be a food vendor. Call 424-6433, 477-0191. Sponsored by ZNS, Island Luck TV, The Farm, Gatorade Today & Co. Limited, Krista Minute and Associates.
It's Spa Week, we got what you need. Sit back, relax, and come in for a treat. We just wanna make you smile. We will go the extra mile at Baja Retreat Spa.
Come visit us at Baja Retreat Spa on East Bay Street. Contact us at 323-6711 or visit us online at www.baharetreat.com.
Ever feel like you're missing your own life because you're constantly running off to the bathroom? Do bladder leaks or pelvic discomfort have you up at night and affect your confidence in everyday life? Those days are over. At Frequency Vitality Center, we offer a solution. Completely painless, fully clothed with no downtime. Perfect for men and women of any age, we help strengthen the pelvic floor muscles while you sit comfortably, improving bladder control, decreasing night waking, and much more. Strengthen your foundation and restore your confidence.
Welcome to Blissful Escapes, where luxury meets affordability. Whether you're seeking relief from aches and pains or simply looking to indulge in some well-deserved pampering, relax and detox in our infrared sauna. Enjoy a soothing Swedish massage or an invigorating exfoliating body scrub. We also provide advanced facial treatments using cutting-edge technology, including hydrofacial, microneedling, and microcurrent therapies, located at the shops of Cable Beach Plaza.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Crack the code and win $1 million. Crack the code and win $1 million.
7 numbers, $1 million. Every 3 days, a number is revealed. Act fast. Your million is waiting.
Crack that code, win $1 million clear.
Crack the code before the last lock clicks shut. Get ready to join the winner's circle only at islandluck.com.
Crack the code and win $1 million.
Beyond the Headlines is now introducing powerful TV advertising opportunities made just for you. Choose our television ad package, 20 30-second ads for $2,000 or 20 60-second ads for $2,500 plus VAT. Prefer flexibility? Go a la carte. Just $150 for a 30-second ad or $200 for a 60-second ad. Step into the spotlight with our interview package. 1 15-minute interview for $500 or 4 for $15 per month. Or bring Beyond the Headlines directly to you with our live on location package, only $2,600 plus VAT. For more information, contact our sales agent at 242-466-6173.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in this evening. We're going to keep moving this show along. A taxi driver appears to be driving under the influence. It's a video that's gone viral. It has a number of industry professionals talking, those directly related to the transportation industry, those in the tourism industry, and then, of course, the rest of us who are just looking on. What appears to be tourists in the video, or rather you hear their voices, they apparently captured the moment and from the back seat of the vehicle and posted it on social media. Take a listen.
We need to make a right, right? We need to make a right here. No, hay dos carriles. Dos carriles. No, mira, can you please let me drive? You make my friend is crying right now. Or you stop us here and we just leave. No, stop it! No, I'm so nervous right now. I don't like what he's doing. Nati, he's gonna stop somebody and can drive.
Well, there you saw that video there. You know what? It really is not no laughing matter. It's nothing to take lightly. Driving under the influence is an offense. And depending on which country you go, I mean, there's so many other things that can happen. But even here in the Bahamas, we wouldn't want to see that. He sounded or appeared to be slightly inebriated or under the influence of something, or maybe, who knows, maybe just not feeling well, but certainly in no position to be behind the wheel. Now, welcome back here to the show, Richard Johnson and Glenroy Pratt. Gentlemen, your take on that. I mean, certainly, and that was posted online. Again, our tourism product and industry does not need that kind of image and that kind of thing. He's one of the frontline individuals on the front line of tourism, of the industry. It doesn't need to get out there that in the Bahamas they have drunk or whatever taxi drivers.
Well, whoever that is, his license should be revoked or yanked. Clearly, he was totally in violation. And not only that, the safety of visitors as well. You know, Shanique, I told you when I was on your show the last time, coming out of the airport, the Haitian fella asked me, "Daddy, if you need taxi." Again, you know, the industry. The other day, the fellows who was the president of the delivery unit say, you know, some of these taxi drivers, they're sleeping in their cars because they want to get first position, and when you open the car out, it smells like 10 cans of rotten tuna. Again, we have to clean this up, all right? And it has to stop. It can't be that you are taking money from people or you're supposed to be dressed a certain way and Bahama Host teaches these things.
Yeah.
Not only Bahama Host, it's just broad of sea and
it.
decency.
That's
And
it.
so at the end of the day, whoever that is should be yanked, should not be allowed to drive again. I don't think we suspend license in the Bahamas.
I don't think we do.
We didn't start doing
Or
those things.
Or do you get points against your license? Like in the U.S., I guess
Right.
after you accumulate so many points,
Exactly.
your
Suspend
license
it.
is taken.
All right, because again, it has to be addressed. And so you see where the lady said in the video, pull to the side. We'll come up from here and we'll just find our way. It's totally unacceptable. Yeah. It's repulsive. It's shameful. And he should be dealt with immediately.
Yeah, especially the sad part about it is where the person was so scared that they decided they wanted to drive the vehicle themselves. And imagine if he had done what they requested and something else had happened, somebody else would have been knocked. Now they don't have a license to be driving in this country. They're driving a taxi. All sorts of different things could have happened because they were in fear of their own lives.
Correct.
And this is so sad and deplorable, And the thing is, when we have to understand something in our country is that whenever something happens to a tourist, obviously it's magnified 10 times more because the perception is that, we are not as caring as we should be and all this other stuff. And then on top of that, we are a predominantly black nation, so sometimes there's that part of
stigma.
it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to recognize there are certain things that can be a stain against us, and we got to really put some discipline to this whole situation. And the young man, unfortunately, he may have to lose his thing.
Yeah, you don't know what he was going through, what was happening, but certainly once you feel unfit, then you certainly should not accept a fare or be on the road, because it's not just tourist lives that are at risk.
Correct.
Anybody on the streets driving with you. Come on, just be
absolutely.
more responsible, quite frankly. Gentlemen, listen to this. Straw vendors at the Port Lucaya marketplace say business is worse than ever before. I've known this. I've spoken with them before. It's just not trickling down fast enough. In fact, in some areas of Grand Bahama, it's at a standstill. A longtime vendor tells us the decline is so severe, the once bustling hub now feels like a ghost town. In this report, she tells Devontae Hannah that nearby attractions may also be to blame.
Last week, 4 days. 4 days, we didn't go home with nothing.
This is the new heartbreaking reality for straw vendors at the Port Lucaya marketplace in Grand Bahama. Sylvia Major has been a vendor for over 3 decades and claims this is the worst she's ever seen business.
Look around. Today, we have the celebration and there's nobody. No one is here. We still have to pay our rent for the shop.
We here in Grand Bahama are hurting. We have our family, we have mortgage to pay, we have children in school, utility bills, everything, and we're not making it. We coming out here every Jesus Day God send.
The vendors believe part of the problem is Carnival Cruise Line's new Celebration Key, allegedly pulling tourists away from Port Lucaya, leaving it virtually a ghost town.
It killed the tour, the taxi drivers, and it killed the big tour buses, and it killed the straw market and all the other shops in the area. That just destroyed Grand Bahama.
Even taxi drivers say they've gone home for sometimes 2 weeks at a time without a job. Adding to that, the mounting frustrations from the stalled Grand Lucayan redevelopment. Now, 4 months ago, hundreds of people actually stood in the same area as they watched the government, along with Concord Wilshire, stage a demolition on this very same spot. Now, months later, you can see where that area has now been covered and painted over. It's another sign for straw vendors that the future of the Grand Lucayan property may not be as secured as they thought it would have back on May 15th.
It was a lie, and I didn't get excited at all this time because it's just empty promises over and over. Who do you believe? Who do we have to go to?
Despite the fanfare, the hotel today sits vacant with algae-covered fountains, moss-filled sidewalks, and downed branches littering the lawn. The government has been very tight-lipped on the sale, outside of the Prime Minister revealing some components are set to come on stream in 2026. Tonight, after his high praise of the deal back in May, Grand Bahama Port Authority President Ian Roll is confident in the same.
The government of the Bahamas wants to sell the hotel to an entity that has the wherewithal to create a decent vision for the island. We have a proven entity in Concord, Wilshire. So I have no doubt that probably by first quarter of next year, construction will start.
As the island and country sits in waiting, vendors like Major are hopeful that the deal works out, as the hotel once served as the lifeline of Grand Bahama.
They need to stop playing politics with us here in Grand Bahama and do what is best for Grand Bahama.
While both the Prime Minister and GBPA President expressed confidence in the work beginning next year, none have revealed which component of the redevelopment will be first. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
Well, there you have it. Of course, this show continues to shine a spotlight on Grand Bahama, the economy, the ongoing development, the projects that we have even talked about here with the Grand Bahama Port Development, Grand Bahama Port Authority, about what's in the pipeline. And so we continue to have an interest here on the show. That story, obviously, not something you want to see. I mean, each family deserves an equal opportunity to make a living and to be able to live a good quality of life. And to hear that this evening, gentlemen, Richard and Glenroy, it really is disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact is that, I remember the DPM mentioned that the island is booming and money was in the bank. And then there was also this big fanfare, as the reporter indicated. What happened to those things? Obviously, other investments have taken away some of the business, and that is a given because you're competing with the same type of business. And that is what happens when we have one set of investment that takes place in a country. We sometimes cannibalize each other based on what's happening in the next port. And so obviously that calls for diversifying our economy in ways that will bring about better results for our people. But at the same time, there is also this fact that, we have to also pivot in ways that helps our people. I know at one point, Grand Bahama was being touted as a spot for technological activities and the likes.
Because it does seem to be more tech, more industrial, sort of an attraction. As each island has its own personality, perhaps explore those more. Yeah. Right. And not to say leave tourism aside, but include those other things.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I'm a big proponent that the tourism market is a big market. We have trillions of dollars in the tourism business. Whether we need to shift in terms of the type of customers that we are trying to attract may be the other reality that needs to happen. But there's a lot of opportunities there. But it's just unfortunate to see Bahamians in this state of affairs year after year with seemingly no end in sight. And I hope that at some point that some relief will come soon and not just empty words and fanfare promises.
I agree with Glenn. But more importantly, Shanique, too, is the Grand Bahama Port Authority, I think, group of companies or development company, they also have some things on the drawing board.
I know, they came on the show and talked about it.
Right, and so what are you doing in terms of the heavy lifting? Again, successive governments always have to come to Grand Bahama because, hey, it's their duty to bail out, to act as the big daddy, to be the financier, to give the stimulus package. When you have a conglomerate billionaire company that's not doing nothing. I mean, if the government got the hotel sale, things are not moving as quickly as possible. Roll was there, had a great speech at the opening. What is the party doing in the interim to help the island of Grand Bahama? Why you can't give that couple of dollars what you got in your bank box and do some things and work with the tourism board in Grand Bahama to help people in Grand Bahama? They're not doing nothing, and they are collecting all kind of money. It can't only be the government. Grand Bahama work is not just the government's work. It's key stakeholders, and the Port Authority is a part of that. They are equally involved and equally to blame as what's happening in Grand Bahama. So why are they being allowed to sit down a free ride of 5 and don't get up their laurels and do their job? They never lived the Hawks Creek Agreement. They built 2 schools in one complex? Never lived to it. So again, do your work. The government must do their work, but the Port Authority is equally involved because they're the ones collecting the big taxes. Government don't collect no big time taxes in Grand Bahama. Not like that. So they need to stop talking. Do something about it. Work. Put money on the table. Help those people in Grand. I'm sick and tired of seeing this story in the straw market in Grand Bahama. I am sick to my stomach seeing that every week, every month, every day. It's getting annoying because why? Your people who are going to work every day, an honest living, and when it comes to tourism, there's an issue there. Because why? One cruise ship can't do it. The airport is closed. So things are not moving as quickly as it should. I see there was some deal where the Zandu Hotel might possibly be sold too.
Yeah, again, I think it has been sold.
Right. So things are on the drawing board. Grand Bahamians like myself, we've been waiting for far too long. But equally, the Port Authority has the same rights and obligations to help that island's economy to get where it needs to be. They failed the people of Grand Bahama. They are a failure, and it's time for them to go.
Listen, let's just talk about what took place this week, because I hope we have the time, Justin, but even if we just play one of these sound bites. As parts of Fort Charlotte still grapples with flood waters following Tropical Storm Imelda's passing, the Free National Movement's candidate for the area, Travis Robinson, is calling into question an ongoing development that sits just off Saunders Beach, which he argues is exacerbating flooding woes in the community he's vying for.
We're realizing now, having spoken to a number of residents in the community and doing my own personal assessment with my team, there's a new development on West Bay Street by Saunders Beach next to Shell gas station that has really affected tremendously the ability for the flooding in Fort Charlotte to recede. The development has compacted the ground on the pond area. There's a canal, for anybody who knows Fort Charlotte, that runs almost the length of Fort Charlotte, that brings the water from the community and dumps it into the pond as a repository, particularly the Grove West. That is continuing to be overflooded with Scarlet Street and Marine Drive, because the water that would seep under the road, cross the highway, seep under the road and into the pond is now blocked because we have the walls up on the two sides that cuts off now the water from being able to dump into the pond area. That is a pressing concern. I asked the question to the Ministry of Works, who have done the environmental impact study on the new development to be able to put development on a pond area. BPL, having contacted them, they cannot turn on the power because the water is still at the same level that it was once from when the storm has passed. And so people are inside their homes right now in Fort Charlotte, particularly West Grove and Popal Track and St. Albans Drive. Can't get out, can't bathe, don't have electricity. And we're asking the government, Ministry of Works particularly, to redouble their efforts to bring relief to the people of Fort Charlotte. The canal has to be cleaned on a consistent basis. The canal hasn't been cleaned in a very long time. Now we see today the Ministry of Works or some contractor has come with a group of foreign nationals to clean out the canal as it should have been from day one. So these are pressing concerns. We know the water continue to rise, and with the health issues of mosquito and airborne diseases, people are concerned. I know Alfred says, indicated he's no longer running, but he is still the sitting member of parliament. We are asking him to come to Fort Charlotte to assist in bringing relief to the people of Fort Charlotte who elected him to serve.
You know, I'll tell you this, we were just discussing during just listening to that, because it really is an issue that plagues New Providence. Poorly constructed, properly zoned, and just things that's been allowed to happen over the many decades that have hampered what it is right there. Of course, you all saw this show last evening where Minister of Works Clay Sweeting says it's been over a year now, a study that his ministry has been doing to properly create policy and new construction habits that will make it mandatory, not just for the immediate fixes, but in the long term for flooding issues like that to be addressed and perhaps not even happen in the first place. Gentlemen, very quickly, you each have like less than a minute to respond.
Well, hopefully we can get all these flooding situations resolved, and obviously we have issues that are beyond some of our government's reach. The reality is we live in a flat land that actually, when you dig, you could find water very quickly. But there's also the fact of the developments. We have to make sure that when they are being happening, that they done properly.
Well, you know, it's exciting to see Travis is now come back from the clouds, because Shanika looking in the sky, because Travis being in the cloud all this time, because you know he's a pilot now. Go sit down. You're speaking to talk, to hear yourself. It makes no sense. Obviously, the ministry works will fix those issues. You're looking for brownie points. Have a good day. Let's go back in the clouds where you've been, sir.
He's a candidate.
Yeah. He ain't been in the clouds for the last 3 years. He's a pilot.
So being in the clouds,
He don't know
see the problems that are
and you know, he's a young man who bouncing around constituencies. Go back and be in the grandstand. Go back where you come from.
Don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere, because when we come back, Ian Thomas from Direct Marketers joins me.
Fly fishing for me is kind of a way of life. My father was one of the pioneers that started the fly fishing industry.
I grew up around the industry, but it was mostly spin fishing until the invention of the fly that changed the whole fly fishing industry as we know it today.
Well, fly fishing, in my opinion, is an art form that subscribes to artificially inducing a fish to take a lure.
It's fishing, but it's more like hunting than anything else.
So it is hunting, one aspect of it is, and the second of it is creating a lure that you are imitating that is of the environment.
You're actually stimulating the bite by them visually seeing the actual lure that you're sending to them.
Crazy Charlie is the fly that revolutionized, as we know, the saltwater fly fishing industry. It was invented by my father. He recalls seeing the bonefish chasing a little bait fish called a minnow. He took a couple chicken feathers and some bead eyes of a military tag, and that was the beginning of the advancement of saltwater fly fishing industry on the flats as we know it today. The importance of that fly allow you to be able to fish for bonefish in various depths of water.
Captain Rupert Lead, my dad, who's also a pioneer in the industry, his fly was called the gotcha fly, and it emulates two things: the minnows, which is a small bait fish, and also a shrimp pattern. See, there's so many legends that I'm now standing on. Percy Darville, Ivan Nemo, who would have passed, Raymond Mackey, you've got Sidney Nemore, Carl Moxie. These guys were filled with knowledge. They were self-imposed scientists. They saw these fish act in a certain way, and they know how to target them on specific tides. I feel extremely proud to carry the baton on, knowing that I can actually teach other youngsters how to carry the mantra, and they themselves can pass it on to other generations.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Beyond the Headlines is now introducing powerful TV advertising opportunities made just for you. Choose our television ad package, 20 30-second ads for $2,000 or 20 60-second ads for $2,500 plus VAT. Prefer flexibility? Go a la carte. Just $150 for a 30-second ad or $200 for a 60-second ad. Step into the spotlight with our interview package. 1 15-minute interview for $500 or 4 for $15 per month. Or bring Beyond the Headlines directly to you with our live on location package, only $2,600 plus VAT. For more information, contact our sales agent at 242-466-6173.
Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you tuned in. Listen, of course, you know it's Thursday. That's right. You know, at this time of the show, exactly what we do, and that is speak with Ian Thomas from Direct Marketers. He always has something quite interesting going on, always something new that we all are intrigued to know more about. So Ian, welcome to being on the headlines. It's good to have you here. Really interested in knowing exactly what you have for us tonight as we head into the weekend.
Hey, good evening, Shanique Miller. How is you?
Good, doing very well.
Very good, very good. You had some fun guests earlier. Very cool, yeah.
Yes.
I'll just jump straight into this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian Thomas, and I am from Direct Marketers. Direct Marketers is a marketing company where we specialize in radio, TV, print, social media, and e-blast. So if you have a business or a business idea and you want to know how viable it is, please feel free to give me a call at 552-0212. That's 552-0212. Dial 552-0212. That's 552-0212. That's cool?
That's it.
Okay, that's
incredible,
good.
in fact.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Hey, Shanique Miller, I don't know how to say this, but I think my mechanic is gay. Yeah, that is crazy. Yesterday, overheard him on the phone talking to this guy, and he was like, "Babe, been on over Nassau last week trying to find a tranny."
Ian, you are such a doggone. What is it? Because I know this has something to do with. Something to do with.
Hey, listen here, man, Shanique, man.
I
am
hope
having
you
a
watch
great
it,
time.
mechanic. I hope you watch it. That's what I.
That's why I get like a couple mechanics, so they know what I'm talking about. And listen,
but I know this. I'm sure that's a part for a car.
yeah, I'm serious. Yes, it is a transmission.
Oh,
and listen,
you're so.
Shanique
my
Miller
God.
is like going slow.
No, you're not going slow. Try. How about this, y'all?
Slow.
Try again.
Everything cool. Hey, look here, SHSS Electrical. Man, these guys love when I come here. SHSS Electrical, ladies and gentlemen, the current choice, for all your electrical needs is SHSS Electrical. They've got high quality circuit breakers to keep your home safe, durable wiring and cables to power any project, and you can find reliable tools and fittings for every electrical task, plus a huge selection of switches and outlets and lighting to brighten up any space. So stop by SHSS Electrical on Chesapeake Road and find all the electrical upgrades you need. I'm still in shock that whenever I think about the number of electricians who don't know this information, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. What I want to let everyone know that SHSS Electrical, you can find incredible selection of lights and indoor and outdoor ceiling fans by top brands like Hunter, ideal for your home, business, Airbnb, all these wonderful things. I know it's just a little hot here. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I was out there and I came inside here and I think the guys were doing some work outside there.
Yeah, they were doing
so
some
I
work
just have
outside.
Is it all right if I pat my...
No, just tap your, tap your face. That's good. I see.
God.
Listen to me. The ladies love you when you come on.
Oh my
the
goodness.
Other people, the men enjoy and want to hear more. I don't need them to be distracted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shanique Miller's run your heart. Listen here, man. So they got ceiling fans by Hunter, ideal for your home or business. Plus, you can get the 2x4 LED flat panel lights now, $77. You can also get the 2x2 LED flat panel lights for $42.90. And those 4-foot universal LED bulbs now only $6.60. You can save on dusted on LED floodlights with the bulbs, now just $22. And you can get square D main breaker meter combos, the 8-space and 16-circuit surface mounts, starting at a low $150. Am I right? Wow. No, wait a second. You can get the 8-space 16-circuit surface mounts in 150 and 200 amp, starting at $350. Made a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, for those who are not aware, but SHSS, say that 3 times, Electrical has moved. They're no longer on Mackey Street in the Henry F. Store building. They're now at their new location on Chesapeake Road in the former Minute Muffler building. That's wonderful. So if you're in the market for the best prices on Square D products, switches, combos, breakers, breaker panels, electrical wires, and meter cans, or those LED bulbs in all sizes and styles, not to mention an extensive selection of decorative ceiling fans and light fixtures, you better rush on down to SHSS Electrical on Chesapeake Road immediately. And remember, you spend $50 or more, you're gonna get 10% off. And you people on the Family Islands, wow, look at that. People on the Family Island, these lights are bright tonight.
No, yeah, the lights are pretty warm.
I gotta, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second.
You have to think cool thoughts.
Woo, man. I should have brought my air conditioner. But anyway, yeah, so they also ship to the Family Island, so that's a wonderful thing. That's SHSS Electrical. Epic Battery, last minute, he says, Ian, you're going with Shanique Miller? Yes, you have to talk about Epic Battery. Epic Battery has 2 locations. They're now on Wolf Road and they are on Fire Trail Road. Well, they were always on Wolf Road, but they're also on Fire Trail Road. So, just in case some people not aware of this, but Epic Battery is more than batteries. They are leaders when it comes to batteries and tires with 2 locations, like I just said, Wolf Road and Fire Trail Road.
Good prices too.
Excellent prices, man. Excellent. Epic Battery carries a wide selection of tires to fit any vehicle, American, Japanese, or European. And I had the opportunity to visit the production facility, and instantly I was blown away by Epic's enormous selection of tires. And I'm talking tires for cars and trucks. And what else they have? Cars, trucks, jitneys, buses, and dump trucks, and tractors, and motorcycles, ATVs, trailers, payloaders, and so much more. Right now, Epic is having a huge battery sale, so this is great for you guys. You went outside this morning and maybe you found that your car was had a dead battery. This is a great time to go down to Epic Battery. Right now, batteries that were $125 have been drastically reduced to $89 plus VAT.
Good.
Woo! This is so good. And you can get batteries for cars, motorcycles, and boats. So go down there and check them out. And I really commend Mr. Bryce and his team for investing so heavily in tires. But they said it was a no-brainer because they saw a need that Bahamians wanted to be able to have affordable, brand new tires that were solid, long-lasting tires without breaking the bank. So for all you guys out there also who import cars, you know, those guys who bring cars to flip, this is a great time to go down there to Epic. The boss says they are overstocked. They have to get rid of over $130,000 worth of tires. So they're passing the savings on to the public. So no matter if you live in Nassau or the Family Islands, they can ship it to you immediately. I've got to go ahead and dampen my face again. Put the camera on Shanique for a second, and Shanique asked me some question. Go ahead, Shanique. What you want to tell me?
So
what you want to say?
So,
you want to say something?
Absolutely, yes, of course. I want to know because I love after you're done with the official stuff and then you bring in the other extras that you bring in. I noticed that you have this wonderful, nice massage sort of gun again. I don't know if that's the name of it, but yeah, let's go.
Well, I'm going to talk about this massage. As a matter of fact, one lady, she was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be massaging like that." Can this pick up is this picking up, Justin? This massager is absolutely amazing. Yeah. This is only $149.
That's
it's
a new
great
one.
price.
That's
It's a different style. It's a great price. It comes with about 7 or 9 different heads, and it's great to get home from work and you massage yourself or you massage your partner, or you know what? Maybe kids come home with some kind of little aches and pains, and you can massage them. So this is a great price, ladies and gentlemen. $149. It's the deep tissue. It's the massage gun. It's a deep tissue massage gun, and I'm going to have that for you. You give me a call at 552-0212. Also, Skyview CCTV. I was here last week talking about them. He says the phone calls were crazy. He was inundated by phone calls.
Let me tell you. Oh, did I forward a number? People asked for that.
Yes.
Oh no, I gave your number to persons.
Skyview CCTV systems and monitoring.
People are, listen to me. That is another level of assurance, of security, of whatever it is you need, whether it be a business or your home. Certainly, of course, get that in there. It's important nowadays to be able to document for yourself what's happening around your home, whether and right from your phone as well.
Yes.
And so whether you're there or whether you're away, you're at work, it's a good thing to invest in.
You can log right in and see everything what's happening. So Skyview CCTV Systems is not your everyday run-of-the-mill security company. They strongly believe that everyone has the right to be safe, and we all agree with that. And what else they want to let you guys know? And safety should not be depending on affordability. So don't you deserve professional, state-of-the-art, secure CCTV systems? You have to ask yourself that. You want to take care of your home and your business, but especially your home. You don't want to be at risk when you're home and your family's home, or you're away and you leave your family home. Let Skyview set up a nice system for you so you can see everything that's happening all the time at your home. So along with reliable monitoring, you're going to get so much more. But let me give you the phone number really quickly, 557-2288. 557-2288. Call them today. Remember, they can tailor-make any package to fit your budget, and you can visit Skyview CCTV Systems on Facebook to see all their services. So whether it's your home, your business, they guarantee you'll feel 100% protected. Their team provides their clients with the most efficient mobile response, ready to assist you and any security issues that you might be dealing with. They have a dispatch center that's always alert, and anything happens, they will go ahead and call in the authorities for you. But they also, like I said, they have a mobile service that goes around and just make sure all their customers' properties are doing really well.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing.
So that's something that comes along with getting the system.
With getting the system.
Oh, awesome.
Now,
yeah,
what a lot
good.
of people do is some people like to go ahead and hook up their own system. So you guys who want to do that, you guys are in luck because Skyview stocks the most dependable brands on the market. So you will find alarm devices and keypads and access control systems. Plus, they carry the popular Ring doorbell. Everyone's been asking. Starlink and Blink systems. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, they also install them. And if you've ever wondered, hey, I wonder where my company vehicle has been all day or where it is right now, that's not a problem if you're a business owner. Skyview tracks their tracking devices can monitor your business or your personal vehicles with the utmost precision. Now you have the power to go ahead and see where your boat, your plane, your car, whatever it is. By a click of a button, you can see where those things are, and that's so easy. All this information is backed up on their huge mega system with their service, and like you were saying something about you had a client who had called last week. I think the management, they spoke to that individual and now they've gone down there and given them a free quote.
You see, because Ian, you don't get what is happening, and this is very, very important. Many people now, number one, we are away from our homes for hours in the day.
Yes.
People travel, it's just so much things, or socializing, but you want to be able to know that when there is any sort of motion or whatever it is at your home and around your house, that you can pick that up. Some people even install it inside certain parts of the house, just so again they can be able to monitor what's going on.
Definitely.
It's very important. And so people reached out for the information. In fact, you all, again, Ian's number 552-0212. Call him to get this information. 552-0212. And listen, the investment.
Go ahead.
The investment is worth it. It is, and it isn't a huge investment to begin with. But what I'm saying is, whatever that is for your peace of mind, and for your property and for your home, your family, it's worth it to be able to get that and have that there as an added measure for you, just for your peace of mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
On that one, I'm going to do a little damp.
Sure.
Do.
Yep. 552-0212.
Give me a call, man.
Yep.
These prices are really making me feel really good. Hey, listen here. What I also like about them, if you, it's not really sad, but it's not on a good note. If you have a family member dealing, if you family members are dealing with an elderly person who may be plagued with Alzheimer's and dementia, they can also outfit them with this device that can be worn like jewelry. So if you have elderly people or maybe little ones who maybe tend to deviate from walking from home after school, just imagine you can know where they are all the time. So it's not just for your home and your business or anything like that, but also for peace of mind when it comes to your family members. So they can have that device on them. You can know where they are all the time. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, give them a call right now. They're going to come out and see exactly what you want. Those other companies are jokers. These guys, their cameras come in 4K and even 8K. And like I said, they have a huge server, so everything is backed up. You want to give them a call. That's Skyview CCTV, 557-2288, 557-2288. And that company is a really good one and so much needed at a time like this. Charms Reloaded, I had them on last week as well. Charms Reloaded, the ultimate adult playground restaurant and bar and lounge. They're located on 6th Terrace and Madera Street, right next to Donald's Furniture, and they're open up seven days a week from 12 to 4 a.m. The kitchen, the phone number, because their food is amazing, is 677-3992, 677-3992. And I'm telling you, never have I had such great tasting food. Everything on the menu was a perfect 10. 3 months ago, I had them cater an event that we were having.
You do actually, listen, you all, the restaurants he talks about here,
I go and I sample them.
He sampled them before he comes to tell you.
I sample them.
All the time.
Yes, I sample them.
Every single
Ryan,
time.
you guys rock. Another station I was on, it's not far from them, they now order their lunch from Charms. And they said, Ian, I'm so glad that you introduced us to them. And they are really, really happy with everything. So I want you guys to go check it out. So this is some of the things. On Tuesdays, you can get Taco Tuesday. You can get shrimp and veggie, $8. You can get flavored wings, spicy buffalo plain, honey, garlic, and spicy barbecue down there at Charms. Loaded fries, that comes with bacon and cheese. Selective beers. I didn't call the names last week. I'll just call them right now. Sans Calic. You can get Calic Cranberry and Pink Sands, all that right down there at Charms. You can get soups and burgers and platters. Everything is down there. From now this one is from 4:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. This is the South, the burgers and the platters and snacks, dinners and fettuccine. What else? You can get corned beef, $6. Tuna salad, $6. Sardines, $6. Mackerel, $6. Sausage, $6. Everything is served with yellow grits. And you can add on eggs and bacon for $4. So that's a great price. When I was down there, people were getting all the different sauces, turkey and pig feet. You got hamburgers and chicken burgers and conch burgers. For dinners, you can get curry mutton and curry chicken, barbecue ribs, oxtail, mutton. Oh my goodness, my son loves the oxtails. It's really, really good. But like I said, everybody just loves the place. It's a nice atmosphere if you want to go and relax in the evening time. Great adult entertainment. Wink, wink, if you understand what I'm trying to say. You're going to have a good time. Take your buddies out there. Maybe it's a bachelor party or anything like that. You have some people coming in from town. Let's go check them out. And then also, while you're there, you're going to have the most amazing food. Amazing, amazing food. Oh man, this is wonderful.
Good old Bahamian food.
I love it.
Yes.
Wonderful Bahamian food and even some Jamaican food. So go check out Charms. Number one place where I go to get my food, number 677-3992, 677-3992, and you're gonna have yourself a good time. Justin, I hear the phone, I hear the thing going off. Also, you guys been asking about the bully pill. I was getting a million calls, even coming inside here. I don't have any more of the bottles because a guy bought some out in the waiting room.
They stopped you.
Yeah, they stopped me. Listen here. I ain't calling no names, but listen here.
No,
you want the bully pill? You want to give me a call, 552-0212? $55 for a bottle of 6. It's absolutely amazing. You're gonna have a good time with your partner. It's all natural, so it doesn't interfere with your medication, whether it's hypertensive or diabetic medication. You take the pill, drink some water half an hour later, you are ready to go. Have a nice, strong erection so you can feel good about yourself and your partner. You guys can enjoy yourself. It's a wonderful thing. Also, you've been having some pain in your knees or maybe in your ankles. You want this compression knee band and ankle bands. They are only $25. You can get one or you can get a pair, only $25. It's a great thing. You might be suffering from an old injury. That's a great thing to get and you'll feel so much better. People have been asking me, Ian, y'all have any more of them Rose? You got the Rose right here. Rose is only $55. People love them. Women, you can get it. It's an adult toy. You won't find it at Toys R Us, but it's an adult toy. You can have yourself a great time with this toy, with your partner or by yourself. It's up to you. It's only $55. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to enhance your relationship with your partner. Also, the Jimarito Eye Honey. If you're dealing with blurriness, cataracts, glaucoma, any floaters, any mucus in the eye, the Jimarito Eye Honey, go Google it. You can find out what it is. This is only $75. You put in 2 drops a week. Boom, boom, one, boom, boom, twice a week, and you're gonna see results within a matter of 2 to 3 weeks. It starts to clear up, so your vision is more clearer. This is a wonderful gift. And lastly, well, I'm gonna say 2 more things. This is just like the massage gun. This is a massage pillow. Massage pillows are $99. This is great. I sit down in the evening when I'm not here and I'm watching Beyond the Headlines, and I put it on my neck or my back or my lower back, and it's a great pulsating with some heat. You're gonna love it. This is great. Only $95. Yeah. Nice kneading. It's great. And lastly, you got this vaginal tightening cream. Women love this. It gives you that tight nature that you've been missing for a very long time. You know, maybe you might have some children and you're not as firm as you were down there. Get this. On the street, they call it, Ian, man, give me that Miss Grippy, man. You want to get this. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. It's only $24.95. You want to get it. And a lady called me. I keep saying one thing. A lady called me, Mr. Thomas, I hear you talk about them privacy screen. You want the privacy screen that goes on your fence to stop people from looking into your property? Give me a call. 50 feet long, 6 feet tall, only $189. It comes in black and nice dark army green. Makes your yard nice and secure so people ain't gotta be peeking in, and it comes with a breathable material. 6 feet long, 6 feet tall, 50 feet long, privacy screen. Get it today. Give me a call, Ian Thomas. The number's on the screen, 552-0212, 552-0212. Once again, Shanique Miller, I had a wonderful time with you tonight.
So I forgive me. I'm sorry that you've been sweating this way.
Yes.
I nonetheless thank you for coming by. Of course, with all that good stuff, good savings, necessary things that we need for around the home or personal. Thank you so much, Ian, once again. And of course, at the tonight, of course, the Hot Topics panelists who were here, they have both left already. I think they stopped you, Ian. You ain't calling no names, but I think they stopped you. But I also want to thank all of you for tuning in this evening. Good to see you. Looking forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller, making a
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and Beyond the Headlines.